There are some days that I just fucking hate my computer. Today is such a day. I just recorded a 20-minute video run of a Twilight Sparkle build that died in about 20 minutes. And, unfortunately, apparently the microphone was off the whole time. So, after doing a little bit of thought, I realized, you know what? I'm just going to have to redo the run. And because of the nature of this run, it technically wouldn't be fair to have two Twilight Sparkles. But, you know what? I didn't really get any of the audio out, and I'm not going to go back and redub the audio. So, y'all get to watch it as if that run never happened. I'm going to go ahead and delete the morgue file as well, because I don't like having ghosts attack me. Let's see, bones, all bones are gone. Good. Okay. So, for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about when I say the Twilight Sparkle run, I strongly recommend you go back and watch the intro video to the possibly most ill-fated and terrible idea I've ever had for Dungeon Crawl, the My Little Pony Friendship is Masochistic run. But basically, the premise of the run is quite simple. There's a TV series called My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. I don't know how many of you live on the internet and therefore have heard of it. And I'm going to be doing a run as each of the main 6 ponies. Starting with Twilight Sparkle, aka this one. Now, what does it mean to be one of those ponies? Well, I'll go ahead and define what my terms are, but basically, I try to pick some aspect of the character's kit on the show, and for lack of a better term, and then run with it. In the case of Twilight Sparkle, she's basically a mage. Not in the show, obviously, but in the show, she's the magician. Her cutie mark is based on her magical ability. She's frequently seen in the library studying, practicing, and learning about magic and spells, which are more of science in that world, quite frankly, than magic of any other kind. Oh, god damn it, I'm not going to die to a jackal, am I? Thank god. Totally could have died there. But yeah, so in Crawl, it's only fitting that she also be magey. And I would say that the magic that she learns in the show is not particularly well organized. It doesn't seem like she has a system of study pre-planned or something. She studies all sorts of stuff. She has spells for random situations and occasions. And I kind of wanted this character to reflect that, so I put another restriction in place, namely no focusing on just conjurations, because ultimately that's a school that I'm likely to single focus. Ideally, I would go so far as to say no focusing any particular magical school at all, but knowing that this is Dungeon Crawl and that isn't just masochistic, that's probably not acceptable. I'm not gonna necessarily go that far. But, certainly she should make the honest attempt to learn spells from diverse schools. Now that is, ironically, very close to Sif Moona the Lore Minder's own premise of wanting players to learn lots of different spells and be constantly learning more and more magic. So, she's a natural fit, this Twilight Sparkle build, for Sif Moona, and as such is going to be joining Sif Moona's religion when she has the opportunity. God damn, I hate kiting. So yeah, being a Centaur brings on certain... I don't think any one of you have ever seen me play a Centaur, because I don't play them very often. God damn it, you're standing on a trap. Surely you can take a little bit more damage. Because obviously I can't cast worth crap. But I don't think any of you have seen me play a Centaur before on account of the fact that I don't play him terribly often. Yeah, let's go ahead and take the falchion. But Centaurs have a bunch of things going for them and a bunch of things going against them in my mind, and none of them really, well, just based on their aptitudes even alone, you come to, I thought I had learned Infinited Cloud, but apparently, despite hitting level 3, I didn't get around to that yet. Yeah, just brave the trap. But among their positive traits, and frankly their single most positive trait, which that one trait alone makes up for many of their limitations, is their speed. Spriggan's speed and Centaur speed are very similar. I don't know if actually Spriggan's speed is better or if they're just equal, but regardless, they're both very, very high. On the other hand, Spriggans have tons of other advantages going for them, whereas Centaurs do not. Certainly magically, Spriggans have really good aptitudes to spellcasting and decent aptitudes towards one or two other schools, or at the very least not significant penalty. They also have really good defensive bonuses in dodging and in, I believe, stealth. Well, yeah, I know stealth. Oh, come on, I still didn't memorize it. Okay, guys, this is just an oversight. Hang on. Where's my Mephitic Cloud? Okay, 34% failure rate, and let's drop conjurations and switch to air magic next. Spreading out the skill, spreading out the experience, but more important than the story part of it would just be the practical consideration of that's probably the fastest way to work around the negative aptitudes and get Mephitic Cloud reliable. Just doing that is going to massively increase my survivability. But yeah, so the negatives of Centaurs are many. Firstly, unlike super stealthy Spriggans, they have clattering, loud fucking hooves. They are not stealthy. They are not stealthy at all. Next, unlike Spriggans, who use barely any nutritional value to do everything they do, and have, like, the slowest metabolism innately, Centaurs have naturally high metabolism. That is to say, they need more food to last as long as most people need to last significantly less time. In addition, they don't digest meat efficiently, so all of these chunks that I'm eating are worth only a percentage of their base value. So, to recap, need to eat food more often, but food that you eat more often isn't very helpful for you. I don't know if it goes two ways. I don't know if bread is, particularly extra helpful. I'm pretty sure bread is just as good as anything. Just as good as it always was. It's just that everything else is worse now for me. Let's go upstairs. Die to a giant cockroach, or not. Yeah, we'll kill the cockroach. Good. I really want to save this apple for being in a pinch. So we'll eat the meat ration since it's the least useful, that takes the most time to eat. Apart from all... Oh my god, I'm getting reamed by this halberd. And I don't have the mana to do anything else. Maybe it's an anti-magic halberd that just happens to spawn super early, and I just wasn't paying enough attention to notice. Let's heal up fully before I go back into the fray. Again, now that I know that it deals so much damage, I'm going to kite it very efficiently. We'll walk right up to it, beat it to death. Nope, it was just an ordinary halberd. I've got to be very careful. Okay, anyway. The only talents that the Centaur has that the Kobold doesn't, I would say, that are two. Firstly, bow skills. They are a beast with bow and arrows, as many of you guys will doubtlessly have been on the receiving end of. Now, as a player, you don't get the advantage of being able to move and shoot on the same turn and taking 3 turns, like other Centaurs that you've doubtlessly fought do. But you do get, the advantage of training bows efficiently. Wait, I'm attacked by a door mimic. I wasn't paying attention. Cannot shoot it to death, can I? I can outrun it, though, and that's huge. If I can just continue to kite it until I run out of mana. There we go. Fortunately, that's really pushing my hunger limit right now, so please drop a corpse. Thank God. When I said that I was saving the apple for when I was in a pinch, I didn't explain that, but what I meant is it takes several turns to eat a bread ration or a meat ration, and only takes a significantly shorter period, I guess I don't know the number, of turns to eat an apple. If you accidentally find yourself in a situation where you don't have enough hunger status to cast a spell that you need to survive, it's very helpful to be able to quickly rectify that mistake and then go right on casting the spells, as opposed to eating a bread ration, which could very well just actually result in your death, depending how tight a situation you're in. Okay, do I have enough potions to attempt the ID game yet? Maybe for R. But I'm not full health, so let's hang on for a little bit. Near starving. Drop a corpse, please. Thank you. Yeah, and this is the kind of game where the nausea mechanic really begins to become painful to watch. Because I do have to take the risk at eating pretty much every corpse chunk I come across, contaminated, clean, or otherwise. Please hurt them all. Okay. Trading blows and then beating you down. Eating you as soon as the nausea wears off. Eating. And see, it's like I'm spending my whole match constantly nauseated. And for some reason felt the need to go back over the dart trap again. But whatever. Down we go. I've hit dungeon floor 4 and it already feels like I'm playing a super hard game because I basically have mummy level aptitudes for my spellcasting right now is what's going on. Let's turn off air magic and turn on trickle on fighting, I guess. It's a defensive ability. Yeah, but right here, armor, dodging, stealth, negatives in the 3s and higher. That's just bad. I guess in fairness, you are hitting a large clattering target. So it should be that easy for a Centaur to dodge. But whatever. Oh, come on. I really needed that to hit. Because I don't think I can outrun dogs very well. And if I can, it's going to be like half the map to get away from them. And then... Okay, I'm out of mana and almost out of food. So let's hide. Eat the bread ration because I have 7 of them. And move. This constant hunger is irritating. I don't know if it's actually going to be gameplay relevant ever, but it's just so irritating right now. Anyway, all we can say about this is Twilight Sparkle's studies make her super hungry. Move down one of these. How are we doing for hunger cast down these? It's decent. It's not great, but it's getting there. I should probably look at my spell sheet right now, because, you know, eager learner hasn't studied for the whole day. Oh, come on, knife him. There we go. Conjure Flames is available. And hell, we have to pick one, don't we? Let's take Repel Missiles. So now we've clearly established a very diverse initial spellcast kit. And as I come across more spells, I will just try and memorize more spells. So penalty for being Fluttershy has been accounted for. And oh my god, I miscasted and tons of priests appeared. It seriously felt like my miscast effect was priests show up out of nowhere to rape you. Unlike the Spriggan, I am able to eat chunks, which means that I'm not necessarily required to eat permafood wherever I find it. That is kind of a value. That is kind of nice. It's just that it comes coupled with the... You don't have the luxury of long-lasting permafood. So helpful that you just eat it once and you're good for however long you would like. Alright. Well, anyway, I didn't pay much attention. I didn't explain it much, but I just did come across the altar of Princess Celestia. I'm sorry, not Princess Celestia. Sif Muna. Ooh, a Ring of Intelligence, and identified my heal wounds, and identified agility. And a Ring of Slaying. Okay, this is actually a very good set of stuff I just identified / picked up. Both rings are immediately getting worn. Let's cast a Mephitic Cloud in to soften up these targets a little bit before going into the stabbing game. Or not stabbing game, the killing game. I'm not going to let them out at any point. Don't want to deal with them flooding the level. Oh, never mind, they're all dead. Beautiful. Okay, I have several chunks, so until my chunks deteriorate, I have the mana right now. But yeah, but there is a, despite the fact that I would much rather be playing a Spriggan than a Centaur any day as a mage at least, it is undeniably true that there's a sensation of permanent loss as a Spriggan every time I use a high hunger spell, knowing that it's going to cost me permafood down the line. Whereas as a Centaur, there's a sense of, did you survive doing it? Yes. Are you hungry right now? Not really. Okay, then you're fine. Over and over and over. And that's much preferable. I think I am going to make this falchion my primary weapon until I eventually find a staff that's more magey appropriate. Or a rod. Probably a rod. Oh god! I just got drained by an invisible creature. Let's try one of these. That should help identify his location. Okay, now we know where he is. I do want to save the last mana just in case. Definitely going to pick up the Flail of Draining. I don't intend to use it, but I do intend to not let it be used against me. I did manage to return to level 7, thank God. Spellcasting still continues to trickle. Hunger status, now that I'm wearing a +5 Ring of Intelligence, is absent on level 2 spells. However, really that's not as important as reliability in casting, so let's switch it up again. Conjurations is good, but we're also going to turn on Poison. Conjure Flame. Failed. You know what? Let's not waste a whole bunch of mana. Give me some imps. If one of them's a Frosty, then this guy will go down, and their support against the next enemy will be helpful too. I would ideally not like... Whoa! Shimmering Amulet of Artifactness. Please let it be Gourmand. Please let it be Gourmand. Please let it be Gourmand. Stasis with a penalty to Dex. That's such a worthless amulet. No wonder it's cursed. Casting Conjure Flame would be perfect against this guy. So we're gonna make sure that we get it off this time. Okay, we got him. And ate a chunk to make up for the hunger, and we're just gonna let Blork come to us. Because he's not that clever. We'll use Mephitic Cloud to keep him locked down until we stab him to death. Perfect. I've said it before, and actually said it again in the last video, but I'll say it even more because it's true again. Wizard is a very reliable starting class. So is Berserker. I'm of the opinion that just about every race and crawl can be played as one of these two starting classes with some level of reliability. Which of the two, it really depends on who your character is. Reliability even may be too strong, but functionality. Okay, if I'm becoming petrified, you're gonna become confused. There we go. Tit for tits. Well, tats. My tits for your tats. That's funny. It's definitely something Twilight Sparkle would never say. Where are your friends, Twilight Sparkle? Where are your friends? Friendship may be magical, eh? Can't stomach it. Fine. You will eventually be able to stomach a snake adder. And when you do, you'll wish you had it. And you will. Let's see. Let's definitely focus the scorpion down first, then summon a whole bunch of imps to deal with this guy. There's a white imp. That should do the trick. An extra just so we're safe. Make sure this thing stays confused and shoot it a couple times. Oh! It's a real centaur. Let's get out of here. Or rather, get ready to get out of here. Okay, with him under wraps, along with the orc warrior, this is a very tight box of 3 enemies, so again, another Mephitic just to ensure they stay down. I can potentially be smited to death and don't have any mana, so let's use this moment to expeditiously retreat. That was certainly a plus overall for me. Let's pull these guys up. And make sure that they stay confused, because... Oh, no! Okay, I took 2 steps before I meant to, and that was enough time for the Centaur to unwield, re-wield, and shoot me 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Well, 4 shots to the face when you hit a key too many times too fast is a well-deserved death. So I deserve that. Game over. Twilight Sparkle is dead. Thank God. She did... I'm just curious how she did compared to the other Twilight Sparkle. Significantly better. But yeah, I feel like this is workable, but only because as a wizard, everything is somewhat workable, and as a speedy character, you really never have an excuse for being caught in a tight situation. I could have retreated up that staircase sooner if I had wanted to. I didn't have to get headed off. I could have blinked instead of, like, trying to Mephitic Cloud. I had healing potions ×4. I didn't have to die there. I just... Quite frankly, if this hadn't been the 3rd video in a row I've made this evening at 3:20 in the morning, I probably would have lived. But that's the point of doing just for fun runs sometimes. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. Stay tuned next time when we will run another pony to her death. Thanks for watching this ill-advised episode of My Little Pony Friendship is Masochistic, aka Dungeon Crawl. I will see you guys next time.